Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to everybody around the world. Welcome back to another One Piece video featuring your girl, Nami. Coming at you guys with a very spicy deck profile featuring OP12 here on the channel, let alone a leader in which has seen some upgrades, which is very exciting. No, we haven't gotten Odin, but we have gotten a brand new card named Kuma, which will make Nami stand out. And with these new ban waves, there's going to be a lot of decks to go forward and actually do a lot better in the current format. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and dive into this deck list. We're going to play a bunch of games today as we typically do here on the channel. And I'll see you guys in a split second. Now, for this current deck list, this is going to be my shell going in with Nami. Typically, I'm running something like this here, opposed of running like 8-cost Luffy and the 2-cost Teach. I'm pretty partial to the 5-cost Katakuri. You know, I'm not a big fan of the 2-cost Marshall D Teach here in any variation of Nami. And I know some people really like this card. You will not find this in this current list. To me, I feel like this doesn't get you the cards in which you want to see. You basically draw one less each and every turn when you do get off a successful attack. But he does give you your Rested Dawn, right? Awesome. And he's really only here as a placement holder in a lot of these lists that you'll come into, just because we don't have access to this just yet. Now, you can get around this by utilizing the 5-cost Katakuri, and you guys have something to play down on the 5 Dawn turn. And this allows you to give a Rested Dawn to your leader as long as you flip up 1 life, which is totally okay. Now, he's also a 6k body, so he's a little bit easier to guard out with, so you have that going for you as well. And he's not as easy to remove as the 2-cost Teach, but hey, I digress. Now, we do have some missing cards here, as you guys can see, which are going to be Perona, Kuma, and Soul Pocus. Yes, it's going to be spicy. Yes, it's Soul Pocus. You guys already know how I feel about this card. It be what it be. Now, with the access to Kuma here, this is where things get interesting. Because if you guys are manipulating your cards, you have multiple ways of using a Kuma to put a Soul Pocus on top of your deck, and then taking this Soul Pocus to putting it in life with your Kuma effect, which is kind of cool. Now, you can even go one step further, and you can add in other triggers here, like Kiku, which is really good for Nami, right? Because it's a little bit easier to get this off the trigger. Sorry, get this to be triggered, because you're swinging for pretty big numbers consistently if you're trying to draw cards off your Nami leader effect, right? It's not that difficult. The downside is, for my particular build, I gotta find space. And if I really want to go all in for this, I can fit this in here without too much of an issue. But personally, I have taken it out just because it has no counter, and I get it. We can toss it away with Nami's effect to make it a 2k. Yeah, cool. I can do the exact same thing with Soul Pocus or Red Rock or the 1-drop event if I don't have anything to boost. There's multiple ways of utilizing cards without counter. I just decided against it in this particular build. No other reason. Very strong Kikinojo here in Nami. If you can make it fit, utilize it. Very good. Now, of course, Perona is also one of those cards in which you typically don't see in this deck, so if you guys really want to go crazy, you can add her in and do just fine, right? It's not an issue. But I decided to run Perona because I haven't seen any other Nami lists running this card with the combination of Kuma. If you guys are running a trigger-centric deck, you have options of playing down the Perona to stack the top 5, play down a Kuma, put a trigger that you guys stacked into the top of your life, off the Kuma heal, and then go crazy. It's a lot of fun. But either way, we're going to dive into a bunch of games today. I do hope you guys are ready for this one. Let's get into it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to dive into a bunch of games today. Come at you guys with Nami playing into Rosinante here in OP12, in which somebody reached out in the comments. They did ask me to do a Rosinante build, which is something I have never done. I think I've only put up maybe one Rosinante on the channel ever. Obviously the green-blue one. I think that was only one build. I haven't really touched any Law deck here ever on the channel, if I recall. So this is going to be kind of interesting. These aren't any of my favorite characters at all by any means, so I typically kind of stay away from decks or characters I don't necessarily enjoy. But Rosie, on the other hand, the playstyle looks like a lot of fun. If you guys very much love Law as a character, you're going to like the deck because he pretty much plays with everything Law related, which is interesting. So we'll see what we can cook up here. Currently, we have slated for Nami, Zoro, and Yamato to come up next, and then we'll dive into other deck lists here on the channel. We're going to be utilizing 2 different variations of Yamato. We'll do one build first, and then I'll dive into Zoro, then maybe I'll dive into another variation of Yamato. Not 100% yet, but we have a lot of stuff planned here for OP12, and I'm very, very excited. Also, with the new ban list that we just got, Sakazuki is unbanned. So, you might see him on the channel, which I'm pretty excited for, because a lot of people have not been here since he's been out. So there's that. But we're going to go ahead and dive into this game here and see what we can do here against Rosinante. Enough rambling. We did have the Katakuri here, which for me is great due to the fact that Rosinante kind of taps out on mostly all of his turns, unless he's going to be cheating out like a small blocker, which is okay. He doesn't necessarily have a whole bunch of removal that I've come across in most of these deck lists, which is a little bit easier for me to just keep my bodies on board. Katakuri being a 6k, which is so much easier for me to defend off without him putting a giant body on board, which is kind of nice. We do have access to our Kuma this turn, and I'm thinking about just doing the Kuma effect just to get the heal off, and then I can go ahead and flip it face up with the Katakuri, which is kind of cool. That way I can get the ramp. Or sorry, not the ramp, but the rest of Dawn. One Dawn open. We're going to do the thing. Perona, which is nice to see. It would have been cool if we had that prior to the Kuma play, but it's all good. We'll go 7 to face here. This will hopefully allow us to draw an extra card, or at least get cards out of hand here with the Law block. Most of the time, Rosie kind of just guards out and then takes the life for free, but okay. We'll take that, that's cool. We're on, what, 7 Dawn for him? This could be the Law drop, but he doesn't necessarily have a lot of Laws on board for him to get a lot of value with it. The 7 drop Law, if it comes down, it allows him to give every Law character plus 1000 power, including Leader, which is really, really good here. We'll take this because I do want this Perona. There are some very, very good strats with this Perona that I've come to realize. So, for example, a lot of players, they like to guard out of Nami's swing, that way you don't get to draw the cards. But when you're in a situation where they don't really have a choice, if you can stack the deck to draw a card off the Perona, right, and then use that card that you're drawing to play down, you know what I mean? You kind of get to set yourself up, which is kind of cool. And speaking of which, the goal here is to get the Kuma. And the Kuma can put the Soul Focus in life. Everything else here I don't really care about. This is just going to be the play if we can get this to happen. Which is very unlikely because he has 1 blocker on board. And we have no way of interacting with that because our Zeus and our Nojiko hit 5 cost and under. So let's go 6 lead. We do have the Kuma, and I will swing with the Katakuri if I have to. Because he only has 5 cards in hand. I don't think he can guard every single one of these hits. So one of these should land, but I only can spend 1 more Dawn here. So I need the 6 for the Kuma. Let's go for 8. So he either gives me another 2k counter with the Law blocker, or he lets the attack go through. Because that'll put him down to 3 cards in hand. Sweet, we got it. So we'll take the Kuma. We'll play the Kuma down. It doesn't necessarily matter what we trash, we can get rid of the first Soul Focus. And then we'll put another Soul Focus on top of our life. So technically, we can heal 3 off 1 card. If he decides to clear the Kuma, we get to heal again, right? But I think we're going to have to guard out because I need him to go for face first so we can trigger the Soul Focus. I guess it doesn't matter either way because it's going to be in life, but still. Cool. This is perfect. You got it, buddy. Because now we can play Soul Focus, and then he'll either, if he heals us, we have Katakuri effect again. If he decides to do the thing, we get the trash life. And then Kuma will also heal us again when he decides to get rid of it. Cool. So we get the heal up. I mean, 7. We could guard this out, but we'll let this go. We have another Kuma on board. He's got 6 Dawn left to play around with. This will push us up to 5 life. We have 2 kids in hand. Yeah, this is fine. As much as I want to guard here, I don't really want to empty my hand. We don't have a lot of 2k counters here. And it's a little bit more safety in numbers. We're at 5 life now. So, and I do have other means of healing up. In which he doesn't. Unless he's also running Kuma, but I haven't seen that in any law variation yet, so who's to say? Either way, 7-drop law hits the board, everything goes up to 1000 power, including leader, which is really good here. I'll take that hit. Another Katakuri. Soul Focus. Okay, okay. Not bad. Just remember, we set those up with the Perona. We knew it was coming up. I think the next card is what we don't know, I believe. That could be pretty greedy if we decide to play that. Kid, we'll go ahead and pop this. Black Maria, interesting. Why would you need Black Maria unless he's running like Kaido of some sort? Otherwise, I'm not sure why you'd run Black Maria in Law. Let's go ahead and take this real quick, put this in life. We'll go 6 lead. He has no blockers up here. Okay, another 2k counter, we'll go 7. Sure, put him to 1. We'll pass it over. We get the Kuma. We can get rid of the Nojiko here. I can't really, or not, sorry, Nojiko Kid. I can't really do anything else with the Kid the following turn. Of course, we can burn the life, but I think at that point we'd want to just go wide on board because he only has 1 blocker up, and we can technically get off 4 swings. So I think the Kid versus the Nojiko is probably better, but we'll see. Because what is he doesn't play any... Sorry, that wasn't even English. He doesn't play any small blockers on board other than the 4-drop law, so... This I think we have to guard out. We need to keep him on board here, because we need to have at least 2 bodies. As much as I want to take the heal, I can't do that. I'll get rid of the... I guess the Perona here. We're probably going to have to get rid of the Katakuri as well. At some point. 7 to 8. Oof, man. That's rough. I think he's going for it. He really wants the Kuma to go. Sir, you need to relax. You need to simmer down, okay? I don't think he's going to be swinging here with the blocker law, which I should be fine. Okay. Plays down the 3-drop. Another 3-drop. Interesting. So it's 2 bricks in hand. 1 life left. Nope. Yeah, he has 1 blocker up of it currently. We don't have our Katakuri anymore, which is unfortunate. Because at that point, I guess I could have lulled and then played the Katakuri effect with the rested. Let's in hopes put him to 0 here. Okay. Sure. Red Rock. Perfect. Yeah, this is perfect. Red Rock this. And this should be a good game. We'll go 6 lead first. Okay. And take me home, Kuma. I believe in you. Okay, never mind. Well played. That life stack, though. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to dive into another game today. Coming at you guys with Nami. Playing into another Nami here in OP12, the mirror match. Yes, our hand is terrible. Our first mulligan hand was not even better. I think we had 2 Hioris, a Beji, 0-cost events, and then a Nojiko. So, yeah, there's nothing going on there. Unfortunately, we have a Soul Focus and a 0-cost event with late game in hand. So, it's going to be pretty rough. Yamato. Interesting. This might be a Wanu variation of Nami. Something I also haven't explored. That could be pretty good. Because Yamato can find the Odin, and I'm assuming she's playing nothing but Wanu cards here, so... Trigger related, Kikanojos, the Nekomamushis and stuff of that nature. Pretty spicy, to be fair. 8k to face, that's no problem. You can have the first swing. She gets no body development on board, which is kind of nice. But she does get to draw the extra card here. Yeah, we have nothing but late game. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to survive this game, to be fair. It doesn't matter if we play anything on boards. We don't have anything here, so we're going to have to go 9k. We have no Dawn, or sorry, no cards to play off 1 Dawn here. Even if we get the 1-drop event, we have nothing to kick back, so we'll just go 9 here for now. I can't draw either. We'll pass the turn. I would appreciate a pudding, I think, but at the same time, if we can survive to the late game, this could be a very, very one-sided matchup, depending on what the hand that she has. Sure. She already got the Odin. What else could you be searching for in Wanu that's relevant to you right now? Momonosuke. Okay. Very interesting build. This will put me to 2 life already, which is probably not great. She's definitely going to go swinging 7 this turn, so. Yep. I kind of thought she might have played down a blocker, like a blocker law or what have you, but I guess not. There's a Beji. Not looking good, boys. Not looking good. We do have the Kuma, however. And I think it's okay that we can take a couple hits here because we get the heal a life. We'll trash the kid. We'll pass it over. Yes, we don't have any Dawn under our leader, but that's okay. Just in this regard, because I plan on taking hits here. But I also think she wants to develop a body on board. Yeah, there's the Odin. If she wants to play it on curve, right? 5 lead. This 5's okay. Me, Soul Focus. Let's go, Kuma. You want to heal me? You know you want to heal me. Just do it. Thank you. So we got to heal twice in a turn. Another Soul Focus here. If only we had a Perona. Because that would have been crazy. Let's go 6 lead. See if we can get an extra draw here. Because she has to give me a 2k. Okay, so there's a Zeus. Let's play down Big Mom. I'd imagine they heal us as well, instead of us ripping a life. Okay, never mind. We're looking good, boys and girls. Looking good. Because now she can't Gravity Blade our Big Mom. She could Red Rock, you know, A or B. But that doesn't leave her with much Dawn to play around with at all here. 5, we'll give you the Soul Focus. Go up to 7. Odin really is the problem, and that's why we didn't swing with Kuma last turn, because I felt like she would have tried to clear Kuma with the Odin. Which in most cases is okay, but in this situation I want to have at least 2 bodies on board, in case she decides to Red Rock the Big Mom. Because hypothetically, if she did clear the Kuma, and then she had Red Rock to remove the Lin, we were probably cooked at that point, because we need to establish more bodies, you know, and we probably won't get there. Okay. She's gonna play that back down, I assume. Yep. She gets a Kikanojo. Okay. And she still swings with the Odin. That's crazy. I mean, we could potentially clear it, but she does have a book in hand, right? I think the odds of me clearing the Odin are pretty slim. Yeah, we can get cards out of hand, but even if I decide to Red Rock it, she can just discard the cards to protect it. Maybe going face and healing up is the better situation here. I don't want to play down a raw Soul Focus. Katakuri seems okay. I do want to be able to have Law on board, at least 1 blocker. I think that's fine. If we play the Kuma, we will heal. We'll pitch this. We'll go up to 3 life again. And then we'll have to swing, what, 888, I guess? No, I can't do that because I need to have the Dawn up for the Law. So I guess we'll go 7 here. This will force a 0 cost event, or sorry, a 0 counter card out of hand, plus something else. There's the Momo. We knew that she already had that. Hawkins. We'll go 8 here, or 7 here, sorry. We're just fishing for cards right now. There's a 2k Hiyori. We'll go 9k with Big Mom. Okay, put her to 1 life. She does get a trigger, unfortunately. There's the Perona, a little late. Drop the Law, we'll pass it over. Now with her board state here, she cannot clear me. Or sorry, she cannot win the game. Odin does get the swing twice, which is great. Marco. PRB, right? I'm pretty sure it's PRB Marco. And sometimes, like, you love and hate the updates when it comes to the sim, because everything is kind of just, like, jumbled together. So when I'm doing testing, I'm running into cards from the new structure decks with, like, the Whitebeard Ace that aren't even out yet, i.e. the Odin, and then we get to see cards from PRB. I'm trying to put out lists myself that are only utilizing things from OP12, and that's why you guys did not see Odin here in this list, or any of their other Nami variations I've done. He's not out yet, so no. The Marco, on the other hand, that's a very, very good card. Not just in Nami, just blue in general. It's very strong. A blocker, when it gets KO'd, you draw 2. That's so good, man. It is a 4-drop, so it's easily interactable, which is kind of cool. But still, very, very good card. 8 the face. I'd have to toss 2 cards here. There's the Hiyori. She can't swing. Another blocker law, which is good. I think I would need to see... We're going to have to remove this first, but I think I would need to see something in life, like a Kuma. And then hopefully we can draw the Kuma. Okay, so no Kuma here. Unfortunate. We do get a 0-cost event, which is interesting. Because I could do the Hiyori with the 0-cost event here this turn, after we remove the Marco. And we're going to have to red rock this, because I don't want her to draw extra cards. I'm only going to be able to spend 1 Dawn here, just to be able to attach the lead, because we need the 2 for the Hiyori. So one of these attacks should be able to land, I think. Maybe. If it does, we get to draw the 0-cost event, then we can replace it with the Hiyori in life. And then we have 1 blocker up, 1 0-cost. We should be okay, because everything else in the hand has counter. Okay, she also had a 0-cost in life. She's cool. That really sucks, actually. We'll go 7 again? Okay. So we either... Nah, we have to go face, man. We have to go face. I don't really care to swing into the Odin at this point. We'll drop the Hiyori. We'll do the thing. Nice. Okay. So what we got here? She goes 6. We either counter out from the Kikinojo. Plays down Jozu, pops the Kikinojo. The hands... Removes the law blocker, maybe? Then swings twice with Odin. You know? Because Gravity Blade, Red Rock, I guess a Nojiko come down. There's many ways she can interact with law still. Well, not now. But Nojiko could still come down, remove the law. Come on. Or Zeus. Just do it. Okay. Or not. Swinging 6 here. We'll trash our law. Go to 7. Does she not have the out? I don't think she has the out, boys. I'm kind of convinced. Because Odin cannot restand. You know what I mean? He only can swing once here. She needs to have 3 Dawn. So if she had Nojiko or Zeus there, she didn't need to attach the Dawn to the Kikinojo to attempt to go for game. Because we had quite a bit of counter. I think we were fine either way. But still. Because now in this situation, we just have the Zeus to pop the Momonosuke, and then we just go face, face, face. I don't think there's any other way around it. I know it feels weird because we have to take the 0-cost in life, but she might be bricked up. Because if she had the Zeus, I think she would have played it. Which tells me, if she doesn't, that means that's no 2Ks in hand. And the way this deck is shaping up, it's probably 4 5-cost Momonosuke's, 4 Kikinojos, 4 Odins, 7 cost. That's a lot of bricks in himself, so. And the kids. That's 16 bricks, give or take. Not including any other top end that she has access to. Sure. Bounces Kikunojo back to hand, so she still has 5 cards. Let's go 9 here. Okay. That's 1k counter. So I'm probably going to have to play safe. I think we're going to have to play safe. Because if we swing 7, she gives us the Yamato, right? Okay. And now we either go 10k or we go 9, and then we just play down the blocker law. I think we can survive if we do that, either way, right? Because we have a block, and then we have the counter in hand for our leader ability. You're probably going to yell at me and tell me I should have went 10k, but I feel like I'd be a little bit too greedy here. Okay. Ooh, she only had the 2k counter. Look at all those bricks, boys. Rapid fire into another matchup today, guys, with Nami playing into King. I was contemplating on recording this game, but it's a leader which we don't get to see that often, and I very much favor King. I do expect myself to lose if he sees the nuts, just because the amount of removal pieces that we have is limited. This is pretty okay, right? 2, that's 3 Dawn, that's 5 Dawn. We get the 7 drop on the 7 drop turn. Yeah, that's not that bad. Anyway, I do expect to lose this matchup if he sees the nuts, right? Because King has access to the Kuzan and the Jack, and we really don't have that many red rocks to be able to combat it. Yeah, we can remove 1, but he's probably going to play another one, and the odds of us drawing 1 more red rock is probably pretty slim. We only run 2 in the deck, so let's go 5 here. Nice. Get the extra draw. There's the Kuma. 5 into this, no problem. 4 Dawn. Stage? Yep, stage. Queen. He got the Jack off that. He's looking really good. Set up pretty nice. There's the Big Mom. We have nothing to bounce here, which is unfortunate. So I guess we just have to go heavy here. Let's go 10k lead. We can't really develop any bodies on board right now. There's that. Draw a free card. There's another Kuma. 5 lead. We'll do the thing. I'll trash the Nojiko here, because he's going to play Jack down, and she can't do anything against Jack. Go to 7. There's the Jack. Okay, so there's no red rocks here, which is unfortunate. Let's go 5 lead first. Yep, just the force cards out of hands. Having Rebecca in trash is not necessarily the best thing, because you cannot get that back out of trash in most variations of King. So there's the Kuzan. Big Mom's gone. Yes, sir. Like I said, man, if he sees the nuts, he sees the nuts. The deck is really good, even though people just like to say it's not. So there's that. We'll get the Kuma. So many choices, man. We'll get rid of a 0-cost event. Nothing but counter here. I'm going to try to out-sustain him if I can. The Kumas at least allow me to get healed when they go to trash, which is nice. Or KO'd, sorry. There's the Big Mom. Never mind. It's a scary board. We do have at least 1 red rock. I guess we have to guard out this hit, don't we? Because he's going to get off a 10k and an 8k swing, probably. Yep, 10k. Nojiko. We need to remove this Jack, unfortunately. There's the kid. So I think we're going to have to do that. Because the jacket is enabling him to pop characters, but I do want to get healed again. If he has another Big Mom this turn, it'd be what it'd be. We can go 9k into Jack. He probably has the counter for that. Let's go face. So I think at this point, it just comes down to if we can out-sustain him without having blockers on board, and we should be able to win the game. Maybe. I'm probably going at this a little bit wrong. I should have removed the Jack with the red rock there. But we'll see. We're still at 5 life, so. The downside is, I know the deck, and I know it can last. I know it can sustain itself with the Big Moms. I know it can get there. Because the big bodies are kind of going to start swarming me here very soon. And we do have to guard this hit, so we're going to be taking 3 damage this turn no matter what. I mean, we can get out of the jack swing, I think, a little bit easier. There's another red rock. Okay. So yeah, I definitely should have red rock last turn, I think. Okay, another Kuzan. You're cool. Heal up again. Swing. We'll give you a 2. Now this is scary, because he has the dream field over there. We cannot play another one of these right now. I mean, I guess we could, but I don't think it's going to help that much, so. And I should have known better, man. I should have done this a turn before. I shouldn't have played the Kuma, and we should have just done another red rock just to remove it. And then this turn we could have red rocked something else. That way he would have had only 2 bodies on board here. I don't know. What we got here? Nothing that we can actually utilize. Well, we can technically take the law, right? I suppose. Or not really. Not really, because you can just remove that as well. It's only at 1 drop, so. Yeah, we'll take the 2k counter. Let's go 8 lead. Put him on 0 life. He had the counter for that. That's fair, that's fair. This is where he just goes face, yep. This one we probably gonna have to take here. Make me go to 7. Because that's 2 10Ks, right? We can only guard 1 of these hits. Because I would assume he dons up the king to be able to swing, unless he's playing another big body down. So we'll pitch this. There's a queen. I'm assuming he's looking for another jack, which he didn't gain access to, which is good. Not that he needs it. Just go to the easy one. Okay, 9k lead. You got it, buddy. There's Law. 10k, Nojiko. My man saw the nuts. He saw the nuts, man. Pretty good, pretty good. There's the Rebecca. And the Brook. Okay. Get to the extra draw. We do not have an out here. Our only option, like the only thing that we could do, we have 8-cost kid burns life, plays Zeus down to pop the Rebecca, then hope he doesn't have any counter in hand. Which is very, very unlikely, right? Our only other scenario is to play Zeus, take life, kill the Rebecca, play Kuma down, still lose next turn, right? I think that's our only play that we can try to get around this. But he definitely does have the counter in hand, you know what I mean? But hey, good game. It was very fun, of course. I love being able to play against this leader, so unfortunately, we are not good into removal decks. Well, we already knew this. But he saw the curve, boys. He saw the curve. And sometimes, with this leader, even though people don't want to give him a try or give him credit, is very, very good. Let's do it. This is our only play. Pop that, and then I'll go 5 lead. Good game, man. Yeah, you had the counter anyway. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to go ahead and dive into another game. Come at you guys with Nami playing into Kuzan here. Our hand is not the greatest. Clearly not good. We've got 4 2k counters, but we opened up with Pudding and a Red Rock, so I wasn't gonna put him back. I played this matchup a handful of times here with Nami or with blue decks into Kuzan, and I feel like the Pudding kind of is like your saving grace. You play for the Pudding here in this matchup, if you're playing blue. And I think that's because Kuzan draws way too many cards, which is kind of a problem. It's very good. And you have ways of interacting with him with hand disruption. So I think Pudding here is very, very staple. I don't mind taking the first hit, man. Just because we're able to get another card here. I don't want to give him a... We'll take the first swing. That's fine. We get a Perona, which is really good for us in the early game. So we're drawing to a Law as well. Play down Perona. Let's set up here. Okay, alright. Not bad. I mean, it kind of is. It's very defensive, right? We've got a lot of 2k counters, a lot of blocker Laws, which is very, very defensive. Although we know Kuzan doesn't really have a lot of removal other than the Gravity Blades, the Red Rocks, the Jozus if he's playing with those. So if he wants to go ahead and hit me with the Gravity Blade, the bounce bottom deck laws, go for it. I'm cool with that. Let's go ahead and go 7 lead and we'll play down another blocker after this. Cool, we get the draw effect. There's the Kuma. We'll play down the Law. I'm waiting to do Pudding, by the way, until he's on the curve. So next turn for us is either going to be Kuma or Pudding, depending on what he wants to do. He's going to trash 2, draw 2. So his hand is not the best. He's trying to fix himself, it looks like. Yep. Because most of the time you're not really playing down Zephyr unless your hand is pretty bad. So either he didn't have any big bodies for the following curve, or he just wanted to stick a body on board. And I'm okay with that. Because now we know that he decided to do that. We can Pudding you. Which is really, really good here. And we still have a way of bouncing Pudding back to hand if we can find the 1-drop event. Which I doubt it. But it would be nice. That way we can cycle Pudding. Okay. He also has Pudding here. Cool. We'll take that. I mean... yeah, because this will block off 2 attacks, won't it? I mean, it would, but we still have the 2k here for this anyway. That's fine. Well, I guess he has 3 hits here, doesn't he? Because he has Zephyr and Kuzan here. Yeah, okay. We'll do the thing. We'll trash the Big Mom. So this will block off 2 hits. Yep. Katakuri, or an 8 Dawn. I need to have the Dawn attached this turn for our leader ability. Let's go 4 into Sengoku. I'd rather go for the cards on board here, in hopes that he gives me cards out of hand, because if not, he's going to take the life anyway, so. Let's go here as well. Okay. Big Mom? You want to heal me, good sir? Thank you. Cool. Interesting. Just because in that situation, we get to establish the Linland, clear board, have a blocker down, and he has nothing to establish here unless he has something to play from this turn. There's the Kuzan. So he can freeze Big Mom. Garp comes down. He pitches the Kuzan, plays Sakazuki. Okay. Alright. I don't know if that's what I would have done, but I don't know what's in his hand, right? Of course. We'll give you a 2k here, actually. That might be a weird play, but that's another body that we can pressure face with. Hey, we got the Slave Arrow. So we can bounce the Pudding back to hand and then reset again. And these are really good, too. So we get to keep healing ourselves, which is nice. Just in case he makes us draw the Capone, not the Capone, but the Kuma. When we play Kuma down, you know what I mean? So, gotta be a little bit mindful here. We might have to reorganize that. There we go. So this way, if he decides to give us the Kuma. Is this how this works? Math? Yeah, that's fine. It's good, it's good. Because you do this, we draw that, we play the Kuma down. Yeah, that works, that works. Let's go ahead and go 9 lead. Thank you. We'll take this. There's the Kuma. Okay, so now we have means of doing what I want to do here. But I want to play Katakuri. I know it's crazy, but I want to have another body on board here to be able to protect my Big Mom. And we have the 1-drop Slave Arrow to bounce back the Pudding in the hand here to reset, which is nice. Let's go 7 lead here. So we got 9, we got a 7. Both attacks in. I'm trying to go heavy here in order for him just to take free cards. This he should guard out. Okay, so there's that. We'll pass turn. And there's no way he doesn't try to clear the Big Mom this turn. He needs to be able to remove it off board, otherwise we can threaten lethal, because he has no blockers up. Yes, he has a book in hand, but he doesn't know we have the kickback with the Pudding. And I did expect him to play another big body down. because he has to try to go for game soon. So what's that? Double Sakazuki means he can make Garp technically a 10k or 12k with the rested Dawn. Or sorry, with the active Dawn as well. Okay, I'll counter out. I'm not sure why he's doing this right now. I guess the pudding makes sense, right? But I'm expecting him to go for the Big Mom. Okay, we'll counter out again. So this gives me 2 blockers up. He's got 2 extra bodies this turn. Unfortunate. Alright, so let's go ahead and use our Slave Arrow. And typically I mess this up because I do like the interactions a little bit differently. So we're going to have to Slave Arrow to protect the Big Mom here. Because I think he's going to use the Sakazuki's abilities to be able to... No, he's not. Okay, never mind. That is not what I thought he was going to do. Alright, we'll Slave Arrow here. I'll bounce the pudding. I'll boost this up. And now he can't do anything. Even if he had used the Sakazukis, he wouldn't have been able to clear it. Because that's 9, 10. I guess he could have gone 12 into it, right? Logically, he could have gone 12 to be able to remove it. But we had the blockers on board as well, in case he wanted to do that. So now we get the pudding back. Which now we play pudding down, recycle hand, and this game should be over. Unless you save the 2 Dawn for double pheasants, which he doesn't have in hand anymore due to the pudding. Disconnects. Well played, man. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this will probably be the last game of the day. Then we'll dive back into the deck list here on the channel, and then we'll go ahead and do some more. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this will probably be the last game of the day. Then we'll go ahead and dive back into the deck list on the channel, and then we'll dive into a new list. Ooh. Plays buggy, gets no cards. Love to see it. In any case, Rayleigh. Spooky. Playing as Nami, I don't necessarily think this would be a really tough matchup. I could be wrong. And I think that's just because we can become a 7k lead, which allows us to kind of stave off a lot of his weenie attacks. I could be seeing this completely wrong, because I know Luffy can come down, and Luffy is a very problematic card here for Rayleigh to have on board. But I think we can kind of get there. 2 to 5, we'll do the thing. And I think the Nojiko here doesn't really give us a lot of value because we're just bouncing back searchers to hand, other than the Sanjis and the Luffys. And I guess the Kid Killer, but they still have Rush anyway, so... Let's go ahead and try to clear bodies on board here first. I want him to give me cards in hand, though. In this situation, we also need to have another blocker down, too. But the Perona allows us to set up for next turn with the Kuma play. And I think that's better here instead of playing down the Katakuri. But we need a blocker, so. Hey, Soul Pocus, love to see it. Let's go 6 here. Just clear this. I know we don't get to draw off this. At least we get to remove the body on board. We have the Dawn attached, so we're going to become a 7k lead. There's a Luffy comes down, which is really good. Yep, events, sure. Another Sanji. What are you doing there? Okay, there's the boost. 6. We'll go ahead and use our ability here, and this means Sanji cannot swing, Rayleigh cannot swing, unless he attaches the Dawn to the Sanji to be able to hit me on 7. And we'll take this one, trigger that, and then Rayleigh can't hit me as well. And he heals me, love to see it. And now we just clear board here. Because we have Kuma, right? Oh, you're cool. You're cool. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last game of the day. I'm sorry for the last one. There's not really much else I could have done. He decided to leave, I guess, after you realized that we were 7k and he couldn't hit me. Math is hard sometimes, but this is why I think Nami has a pretty good matchup into Rayleigh in the current format. And with the new bans that we just got to Luffy, we should be able to see a lot more decks actually try to come forward, right? But I think this matchup is very, very favored to us because we can come a 7k lead. Boa. Boa exists. So that allows him to be able to swing over me, basically, so he gets the rest of Dawn. But he does have to trash this. I did not consider Boa. I don't think it'll make too much of an issue, but it might. It might. Let's go ahead and establish law on board, I hope. Okay. Get a free draw. There's another Hiyori. We'll pass it over. We go to 5 next turn. Which means we're going to have to play down Katakuri. I think having blockers here is definitely better suited for us. In this list that we're running, we don't necessarily have a lot of bodies that we can play down or a lot of cards that we typically play for 5 cost. You have access to the Katakuris, the Cavendishes, which are typically your main cards you want to have on board as Nami when you're establishing like that early to mid game. I get it, Cavendish is a 4, but he's still up there. So you get yourself Kikunojos, your Cavendish, your Katakuris. Other than that, you don't really play anything down in the early to mid game when it comes to like those bodies. So if it's not Katakuri for us, it'll be Soul Focus. And of course, in a Rayleigh matchup, we're playing down Katakuri. We need that blocker. He does have Mulgun too, which that could actually play in our favor. Because I'd imagine he'd want to Mulgun our Kuma, or whatever big body we play down on board here. And if he wants to Mulgun Kuma, that's immediately just gains us an extra life. So that's 2 life for 1 card. And I'm okay with that. Bo is going to swing for 5. We're going to have to do the thing. This will force him to trash it to be able to swing with Rayleigh here. Okay. Yep. Very, very problematic. Okay. Luffy still keeps his power up, which is really good. That card is scary, dude. Very scary card. Alright, so we got Soul Focus here as well. Unfortunate for us. I think we have to remove the Luffy. I typically don't play this aggressive into Rayleigh as Nami, but because it pushes us, you know, on less life, which gives him a better opportunity of just killing us. But we need to remove Luffy, one way or the other. And we don't have Nojiko here. We still have the body on board for a blocker. And we still can... No, we can't draw off this. We have 8 cards. Oh well. I don't think there's any other way we could have played that there. So I think the other option that we had was playing down Katakuri. And he does have another Luffy. That sucks. So there's the Gum Gum. There's a 0 cost event. Sure, no problem. Sanji. If he wants to rip life to swing on me, I'm totally okay with that. So we swing here for 5 first, right? Or 6, sorry. Because Rayleigh's boost. Yep. Sure. And then we give him a card in hand to go up to a 7k. Yep. 6. Then Rayleigh swings at me for, what, 10? Or is that 9? Unfortunate, we have to take one of these hits or we guard out with Law. So we'll go ahead and use our ability first. Do the thing. Once that's removed, it becomes a little bit easier for me to manage this matchup, I think. You might as well just go 9k. Saves the Dawn. Searcher, maybe? Buggy or Shiki or Shaki, however you want to say her name. Right? Come on. My man's playing an aggro deck. Slow playing me. Let's go, boys. Thank you. 8k lead. We'll give you, I guess, a 2k counter. We'll keep the Law for now. Okay, so there's the Searcher. Okay, another 0 cost event for Hockey. Red Rock. Maybe we can force the Mulgun. I think that's a possibility. Let's go 6 lead. He is hurting on cards. We know he has a lot of events in hand. We know he at least has 4, right? 2 zeros and then 2 Mulguns. I'm pretty sure. Unless I forgot something. I'm pretty sure that's what he's got going on when it comes to events in hand. So he doesn't have a whole lot of counter other than the 0 cost events, right? And by going 6k, I don't know if that's worth pitching. But I could be wrong. But I do know in this situation he only has 2 bodies on board that he has established that can do anything relevant. And as soon as he swings with the Luffy, we have means of removing it. With the Kuma. So I think his options are here are kind of limited, and he wants to remove the big body on board. Other than that, we just clap back on field. But if he mulguns me, we just get the heal immediately. And I'm okay with that. Okay, so there's the mulgun. Yep, sure. No problem, man. We have another Kuma in hand here, so we can play another one down next turn. Because we go up to, what? 10 Dawn? That's math? Oh, sorry, 9 Dawn. That's math. Okay, yep. The same events, mulligan, and I think he had another mulligan in hand as well. No problem. Luffy's an 8k body, which is very, very scary. We have no means of protecting this turn. There's the buggy. Surely he hits this time. Okay, finds Conqueror Hockey. You want to rip life there? No? Okay. Fair. There's no point of doing that. Just take the hit. Hey, Soul Focus. Let's go, boys. He heals us, right? Surely. Thank you. I think it was the second time, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that was the second one. Okay. It's not too bad. Let's use that. Okay, cool. I'll pitch Kid, probably the Red Rock here. Yeah. I think it feels kind of bad to Red Rock one of these small bodies, I think. But just in case. 8 lead. We'll guard out. And then we have to try to clear board here if possible. There's the Kuma. Actually, let's play it on Perona. I was hoping for another Soul Focus. We kind of don't really have a whole lot going on here. We really don't. It is what it is. We do have the Hiyori and a Zeus there, so... with a Law blocker, so it's not that bad. It's just not what we needed. We're able to remove that. We go 7 into here. If he wants to use events in hand, go for it. Well, the Sanji has to go, if possible. We also don't get to be able to put him on 1 life. And we don't get to draw. But we do get the board removal. And cards out of hand here. Okay. Makes him a 5, makes me go to 6. And a 2k. Okay. So he's got one more 0 cost event in hand that we know of. And I believe he still is holding on to the second mulligan. I'm pretty sure. So it's 4 cards we don't know about. Because I think he got an armament hockey off the buggy, if I remember. Yeah, so that's 2 events in hand. Yep, armament hockey, 0 cost event, and I still think he has the mulligan. Unless he only had 1 and I'm just tripping. So, which is likely. Anyway, Sanji gets the boost. Another Sanji hits the board, so that's two bodies here. Buggy and the other 1-drop I'm not necessarily worried about too much, because we can kind of clap them back with Perona and Zeus. And then we're still a 7k body here with our leader. 7 to lead. We'll take the first hit. Get another Kuma. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate, actually. Well, I guess not really, because we can just stack them back to back to heal, right? It's not that bad. As long as we run our leader into bodies on board here, we should be fine. Swing it for 5. We'll use our ability this time around. I don't want to go down to 1 life. I'm not too sure if Rayleigh's using like unblockables or what have you at some point. Toss away the Big Mom. I'm not going to get value with that. Because technically, if we decide to play Big Mom down and he decides to burn life there, it's not doing what I want it to do in this situation. Yep. 7 into me. I will guard out here as well. Okay. That's cool. We'll give you a Katakuri. I think the Kumas are going to carry us here. For the rest of this game. I hope. Okay, there's a Hiyori, which is pretty good for us. Alright, first things first. We gotta heal up. We'll toss... I know this is crazy, but we'll toss this. That was very crazy, actually. Alright, so we need to clear that, if possible. We'll go 3 here. Okay, cool. Let's go 3 with Zeus. No, I guess we can go 4 on Zeus, right? This way he's forced to give me a 2k counter if he wants to protect the Sanji. Or 0 cost events. Please let it go. I really don't want to run 6 into that. Please. You don't need it. Thank you. Alright, so now we can go face and I don't feel bad about it. Amazing. Let me draw a card, please. Please, good sir. You would. Alright, we'll pass it over. That sucks, man. But we were able to clear board. Alright, that's good. Because now he has 3 attacks this turn. But we're getting to a point where he has access to the, Rush Zoro still? We haven't seen any of those, and we haven't seen any killing killers. So, that's a little troubling, right? Unless he just got super unlucky and didn't draw into any of them, or he's not running them in the build, which I find unlikely here. He did have the second Gum Gum. I knew it. I knew he did. I told y'all. I knew he did. But hey, that puts us back to 4 life, so we'll take those. And if he doesn't clear board here, we can get the clap back again. What is that, a Kong gun? Okay. Don't know how I feel about that, but alright. Kong gun, huh? Another Sanji. So he's got 2 events in hand. And 1 card we don't know. 3 Dawn open. Goes 3 into a body on board, you got it. Sorry, Zeus. 8 here. I mean, you got it, buddy. If you're going to leave Perona on board, sure, no problem. There's another Zeus. Oh, wow, he is going to leave Perona on board. Sure. I mean, that's good for us, right? Alright, so we have means of clearing this whole field, basically. Like we do. It's a possibility. Let's go here first. Because we can run Nami into Sanji and then Zeus the other Sanji. Yeah, it puts us on 1 life, which we'd probably lose if we do that, but we do have means of doing it, I believe. Gets to draw an extra card here. Because in case he has rushers, you know? So instead of that, we're going to have to play this safe. We can trash the Big Mom. And then now we have access to the Law in hand as well. And I think if we were going to do this, we should have attached an extra Dawn to the Perona. So that's my bad. But it's fine. It works out. Because we get the heal again, we get a blocker down this turn as well. And I think your boy's cooked. Draws another Conqueror's Hockey. So he's got 2 0-cost events in hands. And then he's got a, was it a Kong gun? So I think we're fine. So that's 3 events, 1 card we don't know. He still can protect board with a 0-cost event, and he still can go boosted here if he wanted to. But there's not really a point of boosting, right? He's not clearing anything on board, and I think a lot of these attacks here are going to land this turn anyway. At least 2 of them. Or 1 of them, because we only have 1 blocker. Depending on how he lays it out. Again, the aggro deck slow playing me is crazy, man. For watching this video, I apologize, okay? Like, for the person I'm playing against, if you end up seeing this video, again, I apologize. But, bro, pick up the pace. You're playing an aggro deck. Just saying. So we're going to go 8k lead. There's a pudding. Which is kind of irrelevant here at this point. 10k. Sure. Actually, you know what? This would be very, very risky if you decide to take this hit, wouldn't it? But you know, what else we gotta do? Another Nojiko. I'm glad we kind of see these at this point in the game, opposed to earlier. Because now we actually have use for them, because we can bounce back the Sanji's on board, therefore he doesn't have any bodies. We still have the blocker up as well. Or we can Nojiko both of them back down and play Pudding to, like, recycle hands. Because we know he has 3 events. 2 Sanjis, and whatever the mystery card is. But let's not do that. Let's go 7 lead here. Or 8, sorry, math. Just take it. Just take it. You don't need it. Okay, cool. Free draw. We get a Soul Focus. If only we knew. I guess we'll throw down another Kuma here. We'll trash the Soul Focus. Heal up. We'll pass turn. Kuma has been the saving grace in this matchup. Outside of our leader ability, he has been carrying this game. Like, off the back, man. Well played, Kuma. Thank you. Appreciate you, buddy. That hand size, though. Pretty ridiculous. Pretty ridiculous. It's a good thing we still have our Pudding. If it gets to that point. There's Kid and Killer. And you can't argue that if you had that card earlier, it would have been a little bit different. It's at this stage in the game where now he does get the boost from the Kid and Killer because we're on 2 life, so I think he saw the nuts, technically. I think he saw a lot of pieces he needed to see. He got a lot of bodies on board, he got off a lot of attacks. I think he did great, to be fair. Minus not seeing any Zoros, which is interesting. Not every list runs them, but still. And I think we've only seen 2 Luffys as well. Sure, 7 lead here. He's got 6 Dawn left. Which could be another Kid and Killer. Which would go 7, right? So that would be 7 with Rayleigh, 7 with Kid and Killer. And this one as well. Sure, we'll guard out. Just in case. My man is having a tough time, that's for sure. He's gonna go 5 lead. Okay. Not sure why you did that. Because what do you play for 7? That's not a rush character. Or 6, it's not a rush character. I'm not sure why he just swings 5. Oh yeah, he has the Kong gun, doesn't he? But yeah, if that's the case, why'd you swing for 5? Right? Yeah, why'd you do that? I don't know. Oh, he wants to go 9 into Kuma. I think we need Kuma on board, don't we? We kind of need Kuma on board. I mean, we heal a life here. But we need him on board to go ahead and go for the game. Because I know he has 0 cost events in hand here. And speaking of Zoro, by the way. It just wasn't enough. Okay. So what we got access to here? He's got a 0 cost event. He has 1 Dawn floating over, which probably is nothing. Alright, so let's go 7 lead here. Give me the 0 cost, yep. Makes him 7. Makes me a 6. Our Kumas are also 6 too, by the way. But I still think that's math, right? Because we've got 4 Dawn left for both swings. I guess we're just going 10k each. We're definitely not swinging with Perone here. That's 4, right? Oh, we have 1 more left. Yeah, 4. Math. Thank you. 10k here. You got it. Definitely not. That card's really good. It's a really good card. Oof. What do we get off the draw? Perona? Okay. Hopefully, GG. Get me out of here, please. Well played. Okay. 7, 8, 9, 10. 0 cost event. Oh, okay. Conga. Well played. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the end of the video. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. Yes, we got to play around with some Kuma and some Soul Focus. Yes, we got to do a lot of interactions with these 2 cards, or 3 cards with the Perona. It was a lot of fun. I actually got more value with this engine than I first anticipated. And I do hope you guys enjoyed it, because this is a lot of fun for me to play with decks I thoroughly enjoy, let alone off-meta leaders here. And any yellow deck that I can fit in Soul Focus, we're going to try to make work. And it did perform a lot better than I first thought. Now, with the Soul Focus, this is just a meme, quote-unquote, or a me thing. You arguably don't have to have this card. I just love playing with this card in most Nami iterations, and it does seem to work out most of the time. But being able to have access to the Perona and the Kuma to set up your life, or sorry, to set up your top 5, playing Kuma down to put in, you know, like a Soul Focus, or Zero Cost Event, or Beji, or Kikanojo, whatever you guys got going on is very, very good. Now, I digress. Kuma is very good in other yellow decks here as well. Things like Queen, and Nell, and Crocodile. But he also makes a home here in Nami. So do give this card a shot. Leave your thoughts and your opinions down in the comments below on what variation of Nami you guys are running. Because I know there's going to be a lot, right? There's going to be a lot of deck lists out there that are going to be running 2-cost Teach. There's going to be cards out there that's going to be running the 8-drop Luffy, the Rush one. There's a lot of different variations with this deck. And then you have access to things like Cavendish, the 4-drop, and then the Kikanojo. I've done so many different deck lists here when it comes to Nami, and she can be built in numerous different ways. So go ahead. Don't let this deck be, you know, the above all, the be all, or what have you. Build a variation. Leave your thoughts and opinions down below. Let me know what you guys are running. Let me know what you guys are working for you. Either way, this has been Pawseplays. Remember to hit that like button so we can get these videos floating around here. And I will catch you guys in the very next one. Stay safe out there. I'll see y'all later.